love this.
Tapping my dirty toes on a white wall next to pictures of kids that make me wish I didn't spend my money on so much cuss. Chicago, Illinois, 60613. No one lives below here, just above here. Moving, dancing, singing during the in-between hours of dusk and dawn. Chicago, you have your own alarms. Why do you set them so early? Chicago, you have 9 Einstein Bros, 10 IHOPs, 81 Dunkin' Donuts, 174 McDonald's, 4 million Egg McMuffins with coffee. So why are the homeless hungry? Chicago, why don't they eat? Why are you so obese? I will not have breakfast with you, Chicago, until you have breakfast on the street with junkies and tramps and places to damp for 3-piece suits and Armani boots. I will not drink coffee with you, Chicago, until you drink your coffee black, until your coffee reflects your face, until it's free of sugar and cream. Chicago, Illinois, 60614. Why do you have hippos and squirrels that eat Cheetos and boys that wear Speedos and that guy that takes photos with his Polaroid camera ever since Castro invaded his home? He's lived in America and smoked peach Swisher sweets and talked up the government he came to meet, and I've come to hate. Chicago, Illinois, 60610. I like your pizza. Tell Eduardo I said hello. Who grows your food, Chicago? I like it all. Chicago, Henry's out of prison, did some time in the state pen. Just got out though and just got new shoes. He's looking for a job and anything could help. He sleeps by the fountain under the honey locust tree, dreaming honey could drip on his tongue. And the mission gave him food and an old pair of Nikes with laces and all. And it's been going okay, but anything could help. Chicago, Illinois, 60610. Henry walks up Clark and back down Dearborn to the park you named Washington. He lays right there beneath the service berries, gazing up at castles and scrapers, scraggly cut palms receiving 4 dimes, a nickel, and 2 pennies from me. Chicago, Illinois, Henry says, God bless you, rubbing coins between his blisters. Chicago, I'm beginning to see summer brilliant and free, just like Henry, sitting by the fountain with my 47 cents. Chicago, why does Boys Town have a ladies' night? Am I invited? I'm Chicago, I can't see my own shadow. I do not like your skyscrapers, but if it weren't for them, you'd be Des Moines. You're Chicago, Illinois, 60620. You have too many zip codes. Between Pine Grove and Broadway, they wrote their name in the sidewalk, the Buffalo. Who are they, Chicago? Do they know your secrets? Do they know your regrets? Did they know Jean-Baptiste? Did they eat all the wild leeks and spill oil from BP and Amoco into the Great Lake of Chicago? No! Where do they live then, Chicago? These Buffalo men etching their name in wet cement reminded me of what it meant to be an immigrant. Where are the Potawatomi, Chicago? Where have they gone? Your fire is out, but your burning goes on and on and on. Can the buffalo stand long, roaming, grazing, dying extinct, leaving their mark where the sidewalk winks? And I wink back.
Never met?
All he gets is the title.
This poem is called Dirt. Dystopia shines with a sleek, eerie glow. THX 1138 bleeds onto the scene in a glint of reprehensible mad perfection. And we all know it's wrong. Truth is scars on your legs, calluses on your feet, and dirt under your fingernails. Truth is spousal abuse and withered words that can't quite cover it. But your chemical-bathed existence begs, pleads, cries out for a pesticide answer. Herbal essences and suburbs slosh in line as every driveway mimics the idyllic curve of your voluptuous, tangle-free sameness. The truth is colorful, but you're bathing it in shades of gray with picket fences and four-door happiness. If we dig, we trust dirt. We trust a mess, not because it's majestic, but because we can see the flecks of mud in Aragorn's desperate eyes. We love the gritty hero because we recognize a saturated, messy reality. So let me tell you my secrets, and let me pour my bucket of sludge and shortcomings all over your 2-in-1 shampoo conditioner. Because the best things are never the cleanest.
Woo! This is not titled. New Oxford Dictionary says it's the expression of human creative skill and imagination. I approve of your definition, Mr. McKean. Have you heard of art for art's sake? Oxford even defines the common phrase, to convey the idea that the chief aim of work is the self-expression of the individual artist who creates it. The artist who creates it, not the audience. Sorry, audience, if you take offense to the expression of my very soul pouring out in the form of provocative words. How then, I ask, can one put limits or restraints on it, limiting the amount of expression being allowed? Tell me how else anger, sorrow, or simply a point can be conveyed when poetry is literary work in which special intensity is given to the expression of feelings and ideas. Don't worry, I will modify my emotion, feelings, and words so you don't have to be offended.
I love you.
I am not emo, he says. Oh my God. I am not God, he says. Not prep, not punk, not Dutch Christian. I will not fit into your box, he says. I am not conformable. It does not matter how many times you call me a fag. It does not matter how many times you shun me. It does not matter who you think I am, he says. Why don't you ask me? Ask me what I think about Jesus. Ask me what I believe about evolution. Ask me what my dreams for my future are. Ask me. Ask me if I'm doing drugs, having sex, lying to my parents. Your worst nightmare. Take me for coffee and I'll tell you anything you want to know about the Beatles. Or creating HTTPs. Or Warped Tour. Just because you're looking at me doesn't mean you know me. I am, he says. I just am. And I am not afraid.
This one is called Of or On Being on the Edge of Sleep. Bucketfuls on the sidewalk, slowly off and out into on as if something, but what? Only another has fleetingly cascaded. Now the bucketful down into the river dips and lifts up even more brim than before. On if in as be was, now to have one is too lost. Sentenced to the chair, and light illuminates its round edge, bucketful tips toes across the hall and into her room. What to do this night as I put away from tick. Ding. Ding. Early to be eating breakfast. Is it always too early? Only for the young. I has questions. But if they are in as if you do now as before, hasten to them. Bucketfuls need to bath again. How whatever you wish upon the floor will sit, spinning, limbs off. Limps off to the window and creaks. It opens with a scream. A mouse in the juicer. And the juicer continues till bucketfuls store in the cellar. Dirtier than if before into and out of sleep walks out. The drums roll across the stage. The lights dim, except the spot that a whole bucketful of janitors could not erase. And sleep continues closer to the edge and flutters, turns and groans, and quick as if in or out, curtains snap open.
Smiles sliding like melting wax, eyes sinking, brows sagging when I tell someone I'm majoring in writing and rhetoric and philosophy and minoring in art and maybe theater. Sometimes make me wish I'd lied instead and said business or biology, econ or education. Choices more likely to lead down a defined career path ending in suburbia with good husband, steady job, 2.5 kids and dog. Because here comes the inevitable, the sometimes smug smirk and the question of, what will you do with that? And he expects me to say, teach kids to finger paint, and she thinks that I'll say, edit textbooks. Or maybe I'll go into the ministry, go to seminary. Maybe I'm just at college looking for a good Christian husband. And art and English are easy A's to occupy my time until Mr. Right stumbles into my life. Because it wouldn't make sense if I said, I want to write down how it feels to watch the sunset. I want to capture all those colors and store them up in words the way some people save receipts. I want to scribble notes on nihilistic nuances in the margins of Nietzsche just because I need to know what he meant. Or I want to splash paint with such audacity, splatter color with such intensity that those hues won't wash off my skin for weeks. I want to be a nomad, calling nowhere and everywhere home. I want to travel to Russia, Indonesia, beyond the borders of my language and my comfort. Want to live in community, cradle hearts in my hands, catch shooting stars, set foot on Mars, and sleep in every day till noon. Because when you say, what are you going to do with that? You mean, who'll pay you to do that? And I understand why you ask, but please don't. I'll just shrug and say, I don't know. Because you don't want to hear me say that I will work any crappy job that will let me live my life and read my books and write my words. Anything to pay the bills, to buy new pens, to live with friends, to stay up late and maybe eat, and get me a ticket or build me a bridge to a world in which what I do and what pays are the same. This morning I woke up to a text message which read, "Hey beautiful, I miss you. I hope you have a good day." And I smiled like a stupid 14-year-old girl, giggled like a girl still stuck in junior high, because your words say more than they say, because you know I hate it when you call me beautiful, because you know that I miss you means more most days to me than I love you, because you know that I'm a cynic and a good day is a lot more likely than a great one. So today, instead of surfing Facebook, sleeping through class, and popping pimples on my face, I'll spend my time writing symphonies, telling stories, singing songs. I'll go on a road trip and send you a postcard from every little podunk town, which will I'll go on a road trip and send you a postcard from every city in which I stop. Every little podunk town will be documented by words and photographs and scribbles in my handwriting, and "I wish you were here's" meant to be held in your two hands. I'll send out smoke signals, tap out Morse code messages by flashlight into the night just in case you're still awake. Screw extinction, I'll find a passenger pigeon and fly you sonnets on swift wings. You will never feel lonely again, because my words will bring you comfort and company if nothing else. Because on one of those days when I love you meant I love you, you said I love you, and I said it back to you. I'll run the risk of sounding cliche because cookie-cutter lovers don't matter anymore. I'll sit in your favorite coffee shop for hours, even though the service sucks, the coffee's weak, and the art is uninspired. I'll giggle like a stupid girl who doesn't know anything about anything because I don't know anything about anything. I just know that some days your hand on mine makes me glad to be breathing. Because in this immediate world of bad coffee, low grades, and slow traffic, and in the greater world filled with pain too horrible to detail here, those three little words, that parting kiss, that morning text, start to make the sunrise worth it.
When he was little, he sucked on my face and neck until I had periodic awkward hickeys. What happened to your chin? What? Oh, nothing. My son, he likes to suck. I wonder when he did that for the last time. When he was little, we took naps together on the living room couch. His back nestled against my chest. The world slowed down to the rhythm of our synchronized breathing. I wonder when we did that for the last time. When he was little, he'd say, "Mom, rock me." And we'd sit in the 3 generations old stuffed rocker, hanging on to comfort. I don't know when he asked me to rock him for the last time. "Mom, read to me." We devoured books. What was the last book? Now it's usually by phone. "Mom, I need money." "Mom, I'm quitting school." "Mom, I love her." "Mom, I have insurance." "Mom, happy birthday." "Mom, of course I'm coming home for Christmas." "Mom, I just don't agree with you about that." Every day is, I suppose, the last time for something. Good thing I don't know. Good thing I believe that every last opens the door to a first. When he was little, he always wore sweatpants and sweatshirts. It's the only thing he would wear. Had to force them off him in the summertime. Sweats and rain boots. I don't know when his last sweatsuit was. Thank God.
Alright, I could do a love poem, but my wife had told me that I'm never allowed to read that poem in public, so... No, I just swear way too much, I think, so... This is another one for my kid, because I really like her. I am watching my unborn child blow up skin like bubblegum. My wife's belly is like Jiffy Pop. I kiss her stretched skin and say, "Hello in there. There's a world out here and it's a lot less wet than the world in there." I sent half a civilization into my wife on a quest to find the egg of life, and one lucky guy made it. How do I know this? I was there. And Emily peed on 2 pink strips and laid them on my pillow, and when I got home she says to me, "You're gonna be a dad!" Crap! Yes! Crap, yes! What the heck is a dad? I graduated last May with a I can videotape things degree, not a I can form small alien-like creatures into functional people degree. But I know this. I know how to ride a bike. I can bounce a basketball from center court and sometimes make it. I know what it feels like to get pushed down at recess, get gravel in your hands, cry in front of bullies, be afraid of bees and snakes and spiders. I know that Where the Wild Things Are was not a fictional story. That imaginations are the realest parts of our lives. That the bushes in the backyard are really a medieval fortress. I know that shadows come alive at night. That Honey Nut Cheerios every day for breakfast for 7 straight years gets old as freaking heck. I know that pooping your pants sucks, but everyone has to do it once on the bus ride home from school. I know that nothing tastes better than milk and homemade chocolate chip cookies. I know how to kiss where it hurts, hug when you cry. I know how to say I love you 1,000 bajillion times. So I may not know what a dad is, but I'm willing to give it a try. Woo!